What's up, everybody?
Hello, hello, hello.
How's everyone going?
Yo, this is Hiram, and that's
BK.
and
Chris.
that's and on the mic, behind the boards is mixer and a producer extraordinaire, Ming Chen.
Miss Baxter Jam.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, what's up? So here we are. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've been here. But we had to get over here and say hi before Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. We have a lot.
Pre-thanks.
Pre-thanks. Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
Yes.
You know, the world isn't perfect, but hey, any day on this side of the ground is a good day.
I would say you are correct, sir.
Yes, sir. But we have a lot of exciting stuff to talk about. And we're going to focus today's episode on two things. We're going to talk about the local breweries because, you know, it's us. And somebody's been very, very busy.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
You know,
yes.
Christopher C.O. Orangio, and he's going to talk to us about his latest projects and about his he is working now on funds for his next project. And we were probably going to have a drop in also from a very, very good friend of the festival,
special guest,
and one of Chris's collaborators all the time. Actually, the first movie I ever saw were you and Katie. So
yes. That's when I first met her. I didn't know her before that.
Yeah. So and you know what? Some people are just quality people, and
she is.
Yeah. So we wish you the best, kid. We hope you join us. So first of all, BK, what's been going on?
Well, not a whole lot. No, actually, just living the dream, just hanging out. Looking forward to Thanksgiving, hanging with some fam and some friends, looking to just kind of just slow down from the schedule, just be hanging, don't do that as much as I'd like to, but
oh no, I get it. Before we got here,
we stopped at two places.
Yes, the first place
we've
we
been
stopped
busy
at, yes, oh my gosh, life just smacks you. And you know what? It was just a couple. It seems like I closed my eyes a couple of weeks ago. We were in Cali, and it was warm. And next thing you know, we're back in, back working, and we had not gotten rain for a couple of months, and now it's raining, which is wonderful. But we dodged the rain, and we went to Basie Center Cinemas, and we caught up with our friend Rafael. Rafael Silva.
I'm sorry.
Yes, and Basie Center Cinemas is it started. It was Bowtie before that, and I don't know what it was before then, but they have become a ubiquitous part of Red Bank. They're now an extension of Basie, Camp Basie Theater. It's called Basie Center Cinemas, and they were
great place to see a show. And who was there tonight besides
Chris Covert and a lot of other comedians?
Yes. It was comedy night.
It was comedy night. Now they have they're selling all sorts of delicious libations and stuff like that, which is wonderful. And they were telling us about Midnight Madness, which is something that they sponsor, I think, every other Saturday. It's going to go on again this Saturday, November 23rd at 10. They do 80s horror cinema.
Oh, that's amazing.
As well as cult films. I saw on the poster. I don't know if it shows it on that poster, but there's definitely things on the poster like Eraserhead from
Basket Case, I Stand Alone,
and then I guess this is particularly horror stuff. But
didn't they when we were running the festival?
Oh yes,
this year. Didn't they do we had to get out a little bit earlier the first night because they were doing Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yes, they do that.
They do
cool. That. I don't know if it's every
once a month. Twice
maybe once a month, twice a month. And you know what? Listen, the way that it is, it's an event. They have all sorts. Rocky Horror. They have props.
Yeah,
people dress in all sorts of delightful ways, and it's wonderful.
People are into it, man. They're into it.
And when you're young and insecure, when I was a younger man, I would have been like, oh, I don't want to do that.
I think I'm more insecure now as I'm older.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, no. I think when I was younger, I was just stupid.
Yeah, well, that happens. Some people
took
do
things
that
for granted. I was like, I can do that.
But I think that you were the younger, long-haired, party dude.
Yes, because when the hair started leaving, that's when everything else started saying.
Really? See, nah.
Reality.
Don't you kind of find you grew into yourself though?
Oh yeah, I was saying I agree 100% with Hiram. I'd never like acted in like high school. Like I wanted to, all my friends did, and I was like, nah, that's stupid. That's not.
But it wasn't because you really thought it was stupid. It's because
it wasn't a cool thing to do,
and you didn't want to be.
You were afraid.
Yeah,
fear.
Right.
Anytime anyone has that strong reaction to something, it's usually fear. Usually,
yeah.
Oh, I hate that. Oh, that's stupid. I'm afraid. I'm nervous.
Well, I was in or out of high school. I was in a band, so that whole thing with the long hair and all of that stuff went along with that. So I mean, that was my time, you know.
So if I could go back, I'm
my
saying
time.
My time. No, I'm reviving now. I'm reviving now. See, because now
I hope I never peak. Like,
well, no, see, I don't think I peaked.
I don't think so either. I'm just saying. I just hope I never like peak. Like this was it. Like this is.
Yeah. No.
The 30s was it.
Yeah. I'm still in my 30s.
Yes, I know.
30s and 40s rock. I don't care what anyone says.
They were fucking
cool. What? No, they are. I always tell people 20s. Okay, so in our 20s we're still beautiful. It's because we're still children. We're young. We make mistakes. We're awkward.
Yeah.
By your 30s, you are growing into yourself financially. Yeah. And the corny saying that I say is, you're old. You're old enough to know better, but you're still young and beautiful enough to bring it. Yeah. So
yeah.
And you can maintain that into your 40s, and I think you should keep dreaming.
Well, what happens in your 50s?
No, you find something to keep dreaming about. You find something to strive for.
I have a kid now.
So that's so that's what you dream about. A better life for him.
Yeah.
I'm 50, 50 something. And after I retire, I'm audacious enough to dream about a solid acting career. No delusions of any sort of grandeur, because anyone that tries to do this for any reason other than the art, no. But
money?
No, you know that the best times, how you're like cursing up a storm. It's 3 o'clock in the morning and we're not done with this, and I'm tired and I'm hungry and
no, if Kevin Smith called me up tomorrow, I would be loving that shit. I'd be like,
no, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're part of something. You're part of something bigger.
Yeah, no, and yes, and that's the shit. That is the shit. When you're part of something bigger, like you're doing this thing right now.
Yeah.
The films that you've done, that we'll go over a little bit, and and Ming knows this because he's been on set multiple times and knows this whole. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be amazing. I can't wait until someone asks me to fucking be part of something.
We will.
Always.
Yes.
No.
How much will it cost me up front?
Nothing. I mean, I'm
your balls.
I could always work on multiple projects.
I know.
This is who Chriso is. He's so we love you, man.
Yes.
He's so shy and demure. Like, no. We appreciate you. He's just busting your chops.
No, I know.
But
nothing but love, baby.
Speaking of, we have Miss Katie Miluski on the line.
Hello.
Hi, Katie, how are you? She's like,
doing good. I know my face is frozen on the screen for some second.
We're gonna get a minute to chime in. Yeah. Hey, how are you?
They're talking about the 30s. I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
right. Funny? I see y'all have like a bottle of wine and some like little beers on the table. It's funny because me and my family just went out. We got some margaritas. So like I feel like I'm caught up. I feel like
we have to catch up to you.
Yeah,
so,
maybe. Yeah, we just started.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So where did you go?
Oh, we went to this restaurant in Toms River called Margaritas.
Oh, nice. Is that by
how apropos?
Yeah.
I think I know where that is. It's by Xfinity, not too far from there.
I think so. It's like a Mexican
restaurant. Across from the. Oh no, it's on 37. I've been there before, and it is.
There's one right by me, like right across the street from where I live on Route 1. And
Jose Tejas?
No, Jose Tejas is good, but margaritas.
Oh, margaritas, yeah.
For their food and their drinks, it's a little more pricey than Jose's because Jose's is just cheap, but like their food is so good.
Really?
And their margaritas.
Wow. Good for you. That's I thought that Jose's was kind of a gold standard, but I guess
no, it is. But I like trying
different things. Yeah, of course.
Okay, that's cool.
So.
That's awesome. So, brother, I would like to ask you and her to please break down, number one, what you're working on and what you've worked on and what you intend to work on next.
Yeah. So right now, I know we kind of preluded it to this in the beginning. Katie and I met on a short film Little Did She Know, and
Great film.
And then she's been in, I think, definitely one more project of mine.
When a Blind Man Cries.
When a Blind Man Cries. Yes,
Yes.
yeah. And then so we've kind of, when we first met, like I was directing and acting, and she was focusing just on acting then. And I know, like, Kay, I'll let you tell your story, but we've kind of gone down the same path and sort of like producing and acting and the same things. I met her when you were still in college, and now you've like blossomed into this like full badass like actress and producer and all that. But yeah, we started working together. I think it was we were trying to reminisce about this when we were shooting the campaign video. I think it was 2018.
It's 2018, yeah.
Yeah, we shot Little Did She Know, and ever since then it's been a good partnership with films and friendship and whatnot.
Didn't she get an award for that film?
Yes,
she did. She won an award, her very first award at Hang On to Your Shorts.
And,
wow, small world.
And no, here's the funny thing: like, it's been 6 years, and to me that just seems like so long ago. Like, you guys have been working forever.
Yeah. I mean, well, we always. If you want to go ahead, Katie, you can.
No, I feel like you can explain it better than I can.
I was just gonna say we've kind of always, like, I don't know, we've bounced work off of each other, post Little Did She Know. Like, I'll send her a script or an idea. She'll send me maybe an edit on something, or we've helped each other out with our auditions, just being being the person delivering the lines to while you do your self tape. It does feel like it's forever ago. I'll blame COVID, because COVID, I feel like, just stopped time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, when I wanted to do this web series, I don't know. I didn't really go down a list of people like, who can I sucker into suffering with me? I really thought of her because of how good she is at storytelling, and I think she's watched a lot of films that kind of pertain to like our age group. And I think, like, just talking to her about movies, I think she just gets it, and I feel like she's pushed me to like think very differently on this project for just different elements of it. So, we've never collaborated in that sense of, co-creating something. It was always me directing, her performance. So figured, why not? Like, I brought it to her, and she was all about it. So, yeah.
So what project are you talking about?
Sorry, yeah, we're talking about Seven Valentines.
Seven Valentines, which we have the
clip.
We have
the crowdfunding video.
The crowdfunding.
Okay. Yeah, it's about 5 minutes long. We could play a little bit of it, but yeah, Katie and I wrote that together, shot it, and yeah. So Seven Valentines. I remember when we were creating it, like we wrote the last episode of the series in a diner. I forgot what diner it was. It was very busy. And I know I'm being like, I'm trying not to be biased here, but going back and watching the table read we did virtually with the cast in June, like, it's just her and I just remember just sitting there writing in the diner. Like,
we would laugh the whole time.
Yeah,
too.
we laughed the whole time, and
yeah,
it was so good. And I approached things a little differently here. Katie and I are like executive producers on it. We're like show running it, so like we brought people in to write it. We did like a bunch of virtual writing. We came up with the concepts for each episode, like the story of it, and then we kind of got people to come in and write the episodes. I co-wrote 2 episodes. She co-wrote the last one. So yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty interesting adventure. I've been just talking about in general about it. Like, I just wanted to kind of challenge myself, do something different, and this is definitely different than anything I've done. And there's been ups and downs, like in any pre-production or project, but there hasn't been a lot of downs. There's been a lot of good stuff. Yeah. Like with the casting process took a while for that too. And Katie was a part of that as well.
Yeah, it took a while, but honestly, I'm grateful that it took a while, because I truly do believe that we found like the right people for each of all the roles. And we had a lot to cast. It's a very big ensemble piece. And yeah, I'm really excited to finally get to start shooting it pretty soon. And yeah.
That is awesome.
Cool. So
can we see a little bit of the
yeah.
Thank you. That'd be awesome.
coming in hot with the snacks.
Ooh, that looks really good.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, right by me.
Let's go.
Oh, wait. Before we start the movie, you didn't give me your top 5 rom-coms.
We're gonna do this right now. We're about to watch a movie.
But we're not about to watch any movie, Chris. We're about to watch the rom-com of all rom-coms.
There is too much pepper on my paprika.
You are a human affront to all women, and I am a woman.
Top 5 right now.
Okay. Besides this one, I would go Notting Hill, 50 First Dates, You've Got Mail, Sleepless in Seattle, and My Best Friend's Wedding.
Ooh, solid. I would have to say my top 5 are Love Actually, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Silver Linings Playbook, 10 Things I Hate About You, and Moonstruck, because I'm Italian.
That you are, and
Yeah.
that is an Italian staple. Mm-hmm. But there's just so many good ones to choose from. It's so tough.
I know. I feel like my list could literally change like next week.
Man, I would love to make a rom-com. I think I would just have so much fun with it.
What's stopping you?
Besides money? I don't know. I really don't know what's stopping me.
Do you have any ideas for like what it would be about?
I have an idea for a web series, but I don't know. I don't want to bore you with it. Okay, now that you asked. It's called 7 Valentines. It follows 2 main characters, Julian and Phoebe, over a 10-year span. And get this, each episode idea I have would take place on Valentine's Day.
Ooh, that's awesome. That sounds so cool.
Yeah, no, I know. Trust me, I know. And I just think the mixture of comedy and drama I have in my head, I think rom-com lovers would just go nuts over it.
Yeah, that's like a really good formula. I think you should like
the way the episodes are structured out, I really haven't seen that like that. And plus the character depth. Anyone could fall in love with this idea. But I think it's really geared towards millennials and Gen Z, right? Like, we love a quirky, weird comedy.
Yeah, quirky comedies for like Gen Z and millennials, they're like the shit.
And you know how you asked me earlier what's stopping me? The money? I would have to raise close to $20,000. What would all that money be for, you ask? Great question, Katie.
I didn't say anything.
It would go to cast, crew, locations, craft services, because we love to eat. I don't know, I just think the budget would cover a 9-day shoot. And with the award-winning writers and directors and cast members we have, I don't know, I just know I have the right team to make a really good rom-com that could stand the test of time. But, you know, it's just a small idea I have. Not thinking about it at all much.
Well, you just sold me, Chris. I'm in. That sounds awesome. I love that. I'd love to help out like any way I can.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I mean, we do have fun on set together.
We do, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you have any idea how we could pique people's interests and maybe get the word out, see if they can help anyway? Hey everybody, Chris Arangio here, showrunner and executive producer for 7 Valentines.
And I'm Catherine Maluski, executive producer and co-creator of 7 Valentines.
Catherine and I over the last few years have done some fun projects together, but within the last year, we've dove deep into the pre-production of 7 Valentines.
We've managed to cast all of the roles within 7 Valentines, within each of the 7 episodes that our team has created. We even have a virtual table read of the entire series to prove it.
And we're gonna be filming the entire web series here in New Jersey, home to some of the greatest writers, directors, and actors. Garden State made me cry.
If you're no stranger to making independent projects, you know that a really big hurdle to overcome is funding. The money that we intend to raise will be used to pay all of the cast and crew who are so generous and willing to take time out of their very busy schedules just to help us complete our passion project.
And listen, we know the budget is a big ask, but I truly believe with the help of our friends, family, and the New Jersey film scene, we'll be able to obtain that goal.
Please visit our crowdfunding campaign page to see some very unique perks that you can have and to find out how you can donate to 7 Valentines.
If you could share or possibly invest, we'll be more than grateful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, that's the first time I've seen that. That was great. I'm
That
so
was
glad I
awesome.
didn't watch this before.
Yeah.
But I see a big hurdle You said this takes place over 7 Valentines. You're gonna wait 7 years to finish this?
Yeah, we're gonna pull a Boyhood.
Yeah.
Richard Linklater, and we're gonna just film it over. So no,
Oh, that's right.
yeah, no. I mean, I just like I said in the video, I'm always weird with like tooting my own horn or complimenting it. I haven't. There's been like a few movies that have kind of gone over the course of years over a love story, but I think like it being every year and it's bouncing around. It's bouncing around years. Like there's episode 5 takes place in 2020. In 2022, and then like episode 6 is 2018, so it just bounces around
back and forth. Awesome.
But for a fun
Pulp
thing.
Fiction.
Do you have
okay.
Yeah.
When we make it and we can put it out, we can like if you want to watch it in like the years it came out, like chronological that way, like that would be like a cool little fun tidbit.
Do you have a 2021 COVID era?
Yeah, we do.
Episode?
We
Yep.
do.
We do.
Mhm.
And I'm in
Masked Up.
I'm in my apartment. Phoebe's in. I'm playing Julian, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
And thank you. And we casted the actress Rebecca
Escobedo.
Thank you for saving
Yes,
me
I think I've seen that on
butchering that. Yeah, that process was a long one,
on
but
Instagram.
yeah, but
Yes, for Rebecca, and then the other actor you saw, Mark Ashen, in the video. Those 2 castings, brutal. It was very competitive. We saw a lot of incredible actors for both of those roles, and both of them, like Rebecca and Mark, both of them just brought their unique selves to the table, and they just brought like something so different and amazing. And it's been a dream come true getting to work with both of them because they're so committed and they're so in it and they're so professional. And
Nice.
like we're shooting some promos on Sunday for the series with Rebecca, and I'm so excited to get to work with her further.
Yeah, I've gotten a chance to when she was casted, I got a chance to like her and I've had like 2+ hour conversations on the phone about the characters, about
Wow, nice.
just getting to know each other. I feel like it's important for this story. You don't want to go into it. I mean, I know professional actors can hop on set. The chemistry is like right there with them. But I feel like a lot of movies you see, like one of my favorite movies, it's not the same genre as Green Book, and Mahershala Ali and Ving and why am I drawing a blank on him?
Ving Rhames?
No, not Ving Rhames. Viggo Mortensen.
Oh, Viggo.
Yeah.
They were in pre-production for 9 months before they shot that. And you can just kind of tell like how their relationship was when they got closer, So I think that's really important. But going back to like the casting process, Katie and Haley Batista or DiBattista, like
DiBattista.
they both of them just, they opened a backstage page for it, went through so many submissions. Then we dwindled it down to like, 15, like, round 2, then like round 3. And then we finalized like 3 actors for the characters, Isaac and Phoebe. We went into the New York City to Ripley Studios to do in-person auditions with like table reads with myself and them. And even then, like, I told them like, this is who I felt like the most chemistry with for both. Because Mark Ashen is playing my best friend Isaac in 2 episodes. And although it's, the episode 3 where like our scene is like the first few pages, we have to establish that we've been friends for years. So we did that. And then we have a pretty big cast. I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, it's close to like 18 people, and that's not including like extras. So I mean, like I said, this is project
people who walk around in the background.
I mean, we do need restaurant patrons. So
yeah.
I got you.
All right.
Well, we do have
Give
like
him a SAG card.
We do have both your names on
Hollywood.
No, we do have both your names as like extras. Like Katie wrote down like them, so I was like, all right,
I'm down.
But no, yeah, it's been a really fun and challenging project.
It sounds so cool. I'm like I was laughing my hands off watching this. It was great.
Katie edited that,
great.
and
they're breaking the 4th wall.
Yeah, with the wink and then looking there. But the sound effects kill me with the remote and like the music change up. It was good. But yeah, it's been fun. I mean, I've always wanted to, I don't know about Katie, but I've always wanted to do a rom-com. I think there's some of like when I was asking Katie, like those are legit our 5 favorite rom-coms each. And
Okay,
when she was like silver,
I have a question.
I have a
question.
Yes.
I'm about to ask you if this movie is not a rom-com, and I could be wrong. Is The Notebook not a rom-com?
I don't think it's funny, right?
Well, I
No.
feel like
No.
the first couple of minutes of it kind of like lean into rom-com territory, but by the end, because I recently watched it with my boyfriend, I like sat him down. I'm like, no, you need to watch this movie, you know, as every girlfriend does when, you know, they start to get into a new relationship with a boyfriend. And by the end of it, like we were both like crying. So by the end, it's definitely not a rom-com,
If
but
anything,
like
a comedy or actually, there's
yeah.
nothing comedic
The
about
cry
it.
com.
Yes, cry
No,
com.
no,
it's
no,
a cry com.
No, never com. But I'm just throwing this out there just to get an opinion. I've only watched it 10,000 times only because my brother was in the film. The Runaway Bride, is that considered anything?
Yeah, no, that would be.
Yeah, that's a good.
But like Julia Roberts has just been in so many like rom com. Like one I didn't even get to mention.
Mystic Pizza's not in that list.
Oh yeah, okay. I mean, I guess maybe we're showing our age, but no, like no, not you, me.
Bill,
like
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures, not a rom com.
Well, my wife's one of her favorite movies is Mystic Pizza.
Oh,
and she yeah. But like America's Sweethearts, I don't know if you guys heard that. Julia Roberts, Hank Azaria, John Cusack, Catherine Zeta-Jones. Like that was about two actors who weren't in love anymore have to do a press tour. That could be considered a rom-com. But I just think like the essence of, you know, like when she said 10 things I hate about you, that's one of my favorite.
That is a great movie.
That is such a good. I think that I don't want to say it's underrated, but it's like it's never on anybody's list. Silver Linings Playbook. Like when she said that, I was like, how did I not think of that? You know, like there's just different ways of telling. Like
what about Saving Sarah Silverman? Would that be considered a rom-com? Sorry.
Saving Silverman? I mean,
what isn't it? Isn't okay. So Sarah Silverman's in it, but is it? I'm trying to think of what that movie was.
I don't know.
What about Die Hard?
That's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, and some elements of Die Hard maybe are a rom-com. But I mean, it's
between him and the officer. Yeah,
yeah. Yes. I feel like that's literally like a romantic subplot, like between him and the officer he has the phone calls with.
Yeah, it was a little over the top.
I can't wait to tell Jess that because she doesn't think it's a Christmas movie. I'm like, now it's a rom-com Christmas movie.
Oh.
We were in LA in August and we saw the Nakatomi, whatever plaza.
Oh man.
We saw the building. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, I bet that's pretty surreal.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But like, I don't know if you guys watched this recent show on Netflix, Nobody Wants This. Did anyone watch?
Oh,
I haven't seen that one yet.
What's her name?
Kristen Bell and Adam Brody.
Bell. Yes, that's a great.
Like that. Like
it
was
great.
just funny that it came out when we started like kind of gearing up to, you know, do this campaign because it's because for me, like the basis of Seven Valentines is, you know, it's not the right, like it's never been the right time for them, right?
Yes.
Like it's never just been it's different. It's never been the right time.
Right.
And I think we've all probably been in any relationship, not just like a romantic one, a friendship, whatever, where it's just like, you know, maybe in another timeline, like this could work. And that's kind of like that's like the crux of the story when I was first coming up with the idea of it. And everyone else I worked with, Katie and the writers, they've just perfected it.
Yeah.
So it's multi-layered.
Well, yeah, that's just the meaning for me behind it. And I feel like nobody wants this. If you know, the story is about Kristen Bell's character falling in love with a rabbi.
Yeah.
And that they can't be together. And I think that's kind of like the ultimate, you know, that's what you're playing tug of war with. Like we can't be together in some sort of fashion, the tension.
Yeah.
What are you what are you willing to compromise?
Exactly.
Like what core values are truly core values and which ones are not. Yeah. This is tangential, like Diana, amazing young lady. But she told me, she told me a long time ago, you both know her. You know, like if it's the wrong time, it's the wrong person.
I think there's a song by Daft Punk, something about us.
Yes.
Man, could you play that? No.
No. We don't want to get sued.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that's
it says it in that line. It says, you know, like maybe it's not the right time, maybe I'm not the right person. Maybe, yeah. So yeah.
And I'm really just satisfied with how the stories came out. There is a little bit of everything. I think there is one episode that is straight drama and like tension, but
that's
then there's like I keep saying, the episode that Katie and I wrote, there's just this flashback scene where I feel like it's just it's the cutest but like dumbest thing ever. And I think just her and I sitting in the diner writing it, I felt like, oh man, like people might not know if it's Chris Arrangio or Julian, because I feel like that would be something I would do, like just something but it's just that episode too is our longest episode of the series, and it just has a lot of, it's just it's balanced really well, and that's what I like. The COVID episode, like I said, we're both like FaceTiming another, and we go over basically our top 5 rom-coms like we do as we do in the pitch video. And then I kind of go off on a tangent on like, because one of her favorite rom-coms is this movie called The Duff. Have you guys ever heard of The Duff?
No.
Is it about Hillary Duff or
I wish.
Duff beer.
Duff beer?
That's what we all assume when we hear of the Duff, but actually,
Yeah.
You
Well,
ever seen a picture of Duff?
So
And Duff Light.
Duff stands for Designated Ugly Fat Friend, and the actress playing in it, who's the Duff,
Mae Whitman.
Mae Whitman. You probably have seen her and stuff. She was in Parenthood, the TV show Parenthood. She's been in a handful of indie films.
She's Katara in Avatar: The Last Airbender. She was in Scott Pilgrim.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I go on a rant, like, then this is like a legit conversation I've had with someone where I was like, she's not ugly, she's not fat, so like, why is Hollywood like so terrible to win? Like, so terrible to win? Like, it's just fun. Like, I think, yeah, I think we were able. I think we were able to. I was trying to put a little bit of, obviously, like conversations I've had, or like a little bit of like my personality into it. I think every episode, although written by other people who did really well with just basically like a paragraph of like, this is the outline of the episode, run with it. I think every writer did a great job with it. But I think you can like look over this, especially our episode we wrote together, episode 7. I feel like if you know us, like, like, bam, that's like that Chris and Katie's identity is on that. And I think that kind of will transpire about like their identities on the series.
Yeah, part of the reason we decided to create this series as well is that we both, we're both cinephiles, and we kind of know a lot of the rom-com tropes that are presented across cinematic history. And we wanted to create a series. Well, basically the question we wanted to ask ourselves is like, what does it actually take to make a long-term relationship last over a period of time? What does it actually take? What is the real core stuff?
Great.
And we wanted to answer that question through exploring different rom-com tropes, and maybe even thwarting and changing different rom-com tropes as well. So it's an exploration of, realistic relationships, and it's also an exploration of rom-com tropes that we all know and love, and like asking the question, just like, like, in real life, would this rom-com trope like actually work in a relationship, or is it just unrealistic kind of thing?
To piggyback off that, the scene I mentioned in episode 7 where I'm acting goofy, like, this all credit to Katie, like we kind of reel it back in and be like, this is not how real life goes.
Yeah.
So although like we're trying to fool the audience, like, oh my God, he's gonna make this grand gesture, she shuts it down. It's like, this is not like say anything, or this is not like, you know what I'm saying? So
let me remind you, this isn't a film.
Yeah. This isn't, how it works. And even, there are like rom-com tropes that I just get so like, I do get not frustrated. I was like, it's just so unrealistic, but what makes people love,
okay, so
Hallmark movies, rom-com, it's the cheesiness that's like, we know it wouldn't work, but like,
you've made a lot of statements that I have to kind of push back.
Of course.
So no, all right, we're doing a podcast, right? So you're saying that there's a lot of rom-com tropes that drive you crazy. Dude, you have to give examples.
Well, I mean, yeah, I would say the like meet cute. Like when we think about reality, like if I bump into a girl, I'm knocking her over. I'm 6'1", I'm 270. Like I'm knocking her over, and she's like, "No, get away from get away from me."
What the fuck are you doing?
I tase you.
What was it? What's the movie? Was it The Proposal with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, I think that was
like they somehow end up at like her cabin. Like, I feel like some of these situations are, to me, honestly, are unrealistic. And then, yeah, like I mentioned, say anything like holding the boombox at the end. Like, does that work? Like, I don't know. Like, if I
Love Actually, which I love, by the way.
Oh no, but the Love Actually one, like that one, dude, like even me, I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, at the door. Like,
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that movie. But like my girlfriend, every time she sees it, she loves that movie too. She goes, that would be just wrong. Like, for example, like if at the end, like the girl went out and kissed the dude, like she's married, dude. Like, and like, what kind of best friend does that? I will love you. Yeah, I don't know how you feel about that, Katie. Like,
well, I just love everything Keira Knightley is ever in. So, like, I'm so she can do anything, and I'm still willing to forgive her and love her. But I do understand that, yes,
Aurelia,
that is cheating.
Everybody in that movie, the girl with the thick thighs, oh my god, she's so attractive. Anyway,
thick thighs.
Like I love that movie. But my gosh, like there's so much wrong with it.
Yeah, but also like the especially in TV shows, the will they won't they aspect always, that kind of drives me crazy. I kind of like how, I mean, it's one of my favorite shows, like Friends. Like when they introduced like Chandler and Monica, it was like out of left field, and there was never really like they never dragged on the will they won't they. They just went right. They went for it, and then they just kept doubling up. Like, we're gonna get married. We're gonna. So I think like that's crazy. A little bit more realistic of, and but the show I mentioned earlier, Nobody Wants This, that their will they won't they wasn't frustrating because someone, either he has to make a life change or she has to make a life change. And it's about being in your 40s or late 30s, and like you haven't found someone just yet. So like, are you willing to like not change your morals, but like sacrifice stuff to be with someone that you ultimately can't be? But some back and forthness, and I can't right off the top of my head, like,
no, some things have you ever seen Never Have I Ever?
I've seen a little bit of that show.
A little bit, and I love it. It was beautiful, but like Diana and I would watch it and I would stop just because those romantic rom-com or like episodic tropes would come in where there's a connection brewing and somebody gets close, but then here comes the spoiler and somebody else, and I'm like, somebody's gonna get heartbroken, and I'd be like, oh, enough, stop it, Diana. She's like, what, it's just a show. And I'm like, no.
But a lot of people don't like the movie Serendipity because they're just missing each other by a second. But does that not want, like, do you not, that, like, that, for me, that's keeping the story going, that they just missed each other, right? And there are, I know I just said, like, the meet cute, maybe bumping into someone or meeting at a bar. Like, but, like, how many times have, like, man, like, I've seen stories online where people are dating, right? They've been dating for a few years, and they end up looking at like old family photos, and they'll see one another, like someone in the background of a photo. I'm like, that's romantic. Like,
one of these days,
that's
do a coincidences podcast, and it'll be freaking crazy.
Yeah, So,
but like the like in romantic and rom-coms, it's like you meet the love. You're a married man, like you meet the love of your life, and you have and you and Katie has a boyfriend, and you finally connect with that person, and you have a night where you hook up or more or whatever. But then can you imagine the very next day their ex calls and all of a sudden your significant other's like, but I'm confused now. God, no.
Yeah.
Stop it.
It's not like that. I mean,
no, it's more like, in my opinion, it's more like High Fidelity.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Mallrats not be one of
of course. I've seen both the movie and the Hulu show. I was actually a background extra for the Hulu show High Fidelity when Zoe Kravitz, when she was I got to watch Zoe Kravitz DJ in the club.
Cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
That is very cool. See, this is the fun part about acting that a lot of people don't know about. Like the little things. Like you've had master classes as being a background actor. It's not a credit for you, but it's a freaking master class.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. It's an experience.
Absolutely.
Right. Like I could say I went to high school with Peter Parker because I did background work for Avengers Endgame for one of the Peter Parker scenes. Yeah.
She
like I've had little experiences across different universes.
Yeah, she was like, we both love Donald Glover.
Very funny guy.
His music, Childish Gambino, and she was like, I got to spend a day on set literally walking behind him the entire time for Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I was like, I want to be here right now. Like,
Yeah.
Smith,
but like,
No.
but then she got to dissect like
too.
how because it was his show he was producing, so how he got to operate both actor and that, like you said, Hiram, it's a master class.
Absolutely.
You know, it's probably better than most acting, classes.
Well, no,
in general,
there is
you get to sit and
value.
watch
There's
them.
value to the acting classes and getting the reps, but being a background or an extra, it's like being an intern. It's like an internship. And let's be honest, every set is not going to be that master class. Every set isn't, and even you have to pick the master class because there's always something that you learn. If your mind and your eyes are open to it, you will learn so much. And everyone that has been an actor that has made it will make a reference to one of those moments when they were younger. It is what it is. That's just the nature of our beast. And yes, one of these days we all got to have, we got to sit down somewhere, somewhere in the middle. Katie, you're in Tom's River, right?
Yes. Yeah. I'm in a town right next to Tom's River called Bayville, but I just tell everyone I'm Tom's River because no one knows where Bayville actually is.
No, I know Bayville. I used to go to Blackbeard's when it was open.
Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh my gosh. I passed Blackbeard's. It's so sad. It's like covered in weeds now, but it's so sad.
The batting cage is there and the driving range. I used to love that, and the go-karts.
And the mini golf. The mini golf. I'm so sad about that. That was one of the worst things the pandemic did. Was
the last one you had to shoot it into the middle of the lake, right? Yeah.
Was it like an adventure park? Right.
It was like an adventure park, like the golf and stuff and Karate Kid.
Nice.
Yeah.
You said, Katie, you said COVID had shut down.
Yeah, COVID it was like the nail in the coffin for Blackbeard's. Because I guess people crowds started to decline a bit, but because of the pandemic, no one was there, and it just
no, I can't see it. But we want somebody to I think we should start playing. I think if your movie does very well, I think that we should all just invest and do a Blackbeard's Cave 2 or something like that, like an adventure. Young people need places to go, places to play, places to go hit a baseball or a softball, places to go drive a golf, a go-kart
or a golf cart
and laser tag and even. Well,
there is laser tag. I've been to laser tag before, man. It's a workout, but it's so much fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Much like
but everything costs so
back
much
in the day. Paintball was the shit.
Paintball,
but
Blackbeard's had paintball. They had. I never did it, but from what I heard, it was really intense paintball.
And balloon wars, where you take a bucket of balloons and shoot it, and
I always wanted to play paintball, like the scene in 10 Things I Hate About You, where they legit have balloons full of paint and you get to throw it because the guns they hurt.
They do. I wound up with welts.
Not sometimes. If you don't have any protection, they hurt.
Yeah.
It's not a rom-com, but a thriller with Anthony Edwards. I think it's an '80s movie called Gotcha.
Oh,
I want to.
Remember.
You guys are way too young.
I've heard of Anthony Edwards. I've never seen the movie.
He was Goose in Top Gun.
He was in ER, right?
And he was in Revenge of the Nerds, one of the greatest movies that'll never be shown on cable ever.
Hot Tub Time Machine is the greatest movie ever, I think. Besides Pulp Fiction.
Creep.
Besides, I can't believe you just compared Pulp Fiction.
No, I didn't compare them. I just threw them in the same category.
Yeah, you threw them in the same sentence. Yeah, in the same sentence.
Because
you threw them in the same hot tub.
Yes, because they mentioned my favorite band, Fishbone.
Oh, okay. All right.
Pulls a shirt out of the suitcase.
If we're gonna go that way, I'm gonna talk about the movie called what is it with Billy Crystal and Haynes
Running Scared.
He
sent me and I love this because he sent me a clip of Michael McDonald singing the theme song to
with Haynes, what's his name? Anthony Hines.
It's
Gregory Hines.
Gregory Hines and Billy Crystal, and they're doing this back in the day when videos were videos, and not that there were anything else.
They were
videos.
singing. It was a video, and they're singing together, which is how videos used to be. But you're talking about favorite band. In that movie, they take a drug dealer's car, a souped up Mercedes, and they roll up to the hood. So all the the people roll up to the car and they drop the window. They're like, "Hey, we're from Noisebusters. Can you tell us where the Menudo concert is?" And I don't know where Menudo, but yeah, that's my first concert.
I've heard of.
I was in third grade.
Never listened to them.
Yeah, hell yeah. Anyway, you weren't even born, Katie.
No.
No. The world was saving the best for last with you guys.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it.
Thank you, but
you guys went through some pretty cool generation,
Yeah, freaking Generation X freaking rock. What you don't
like 80s,
yeah. You got the 80s.
Yeah.
You got the 80s. You got Back to the Future in the movie theater.
Latchkey kids. We had commercials reminding people, where are your kids?
Yes.
It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
Right.
Iconic.
It is.
Yeah.
And,
but also, like one of the biggest TV shows now, Stranger Things, is based in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, there's that
because
nostalgia.
they want to
for
ring
that.
they want to ring that bell for the people who are, kids may watch it, teens may watch it, but the adults that are going to watch it are going to say, "Oh, wait a second, I remember that.
Yeah,
Cornflakes were
1985.
that. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
This is freaking wonderful. Before we get too far off track, I wanna bring it back together and ask you guys, where can one look to donate to your project?
Yeah, because I'm already giving you 500. Because I'm serious. I want to put that out there tonight because I believe in this project. Number one, I believe in you. She's got me sold since I met her.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. I want to know if I'm an extra. No.
Yes.
No.
You want to be an extra on the film? Donate
$500 now, and you can be an extra.
At this point, I think I need to write a comedy for you because some of your timing is really good.
So look,
because I was not expecting that.
No. So look, this is the thing.
Can we do a dumb comedy? Let's do
Well,
it.
it'll be fun. But I think what we need to do is do exactly what you said. Let's key it in and find out where and how. And look, it's important to understand that because Ming's here because of Kevin. We're here because of Ming. And what goes on beyond this is that next level, that next layer.
This is why it's called a shared universe.
Yeah.
Because it's part of that. This is what I love. And I say this all the time, and I'm sure he's tired of hearing it, and he's tired of hearing it. But back in the day, when I talked about before podcasts became big, I said I would love to do a podcast. And there was no place to do podcasts. And then Ming came to our film festival. I met him. I met Mike. And then all of a sudden, they came up with this.
Chris Cullen and Scott Schertzen.
Yeah,
They were our gateways.
They were our gateways into
Yeah.
meeting up with Mike and Ming. And we sat down and we did a serious thing in Eatontown
We did
to learn how to do podcasting.
podcast school. I still have the notes.
101. And I still have the notes.
And I'm sorry, Ming, we don't follow.
We don't follow the notes. But we're still here. And that says something, because what you put out to the universe, in my opinion, is like kind of like saying, hey, this is what I want to see show up, and bang. It didn't show up right away, but bang, it showed up. So I'm always
there are certain times in this country's history where things get dark, and the best thing to do is put all your angst and the darkness into your art. Pour it into your art. I do believe that the craziness of COVID actually gave birth to amazing projects.
Yeah.
Which we bore witness to when Hang On to Your Shorts and all of that. And I think that I'm really looking forward. The fact that you have different writers for different episodes, the fact that you call it a web series, but you're doing an episodic.
Yeah, I mean, part of the reason too why we wanted to do this is because Chris and I, we've produced so many short films, and we kind of thought about like what is a web series if not multiple short films all with the same sort of like overarching story. So we wanted to challenge ourselves. We're not thinking of this as a web series. We're more thinking of it as producing 7 short films in a row. An anthology,
an episodic.
Yeah, episodic.
My one of my best buddies, Ryan Calloway, the director, the owner, producer of Shady Dawn Pictures.
Yeah.
Now, his niche, and he has a niche, is like horror house, kind of like short films. I mean, not short, horror films.
Yeah.
With strong female leads. And I've seen with my own eyes these young actors come and knock it out the park. My biggest criticism of my boy, and I love him, but he makes some long ass films. They're 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and like our attention span sometimes isn't that. And I've always recommended to him, dude, make an episodic.
Yeah.
Why don't you develop these characters a little bit more, give them a little bit more of a backstory, and you know what? Break it down to 30 to 45-minute episodes. A couple of minutes of that is going to be the previews and the posts,
Right.
and the teaser for the next. And I think is well within his abilities. And in the 21st century and what's happening with media right now, it almost seems like everything is decentralized. We have a bunch of different, platforms jockeying for product and for space. So there is a place for what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, 20 years ago, if you wanted to see your art see the light of day, you had to be lucky enough to get picked up and distributed and all of that. Nowadays, hello, YouTube.
Go
ahead.
What I think is cool is one of the first web series I ever watched was, I think, during Sandy, maybe it was a little bit after. My girlfriend at the time, now my wife, turned me on to Awkward Black Girl. I don't know if you've ever watched that.
Heard of
it. Yeah, that's what made Issa Rae. Issa Rae. Yep. Yeah.
It sold her to HBO, I'm sure, because it was incredibly awkward but funny as hell at the same time. So I often go back to that and say, that was the first time I ever watched a web series. And that was the first time I ever watched one on like a small screen because it wasn't even accepted anywhere else. You guys are going to punch this out, and this is going to be awesome. So I'm very excited.
No,
very
we appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah.
So we will ask again, where do we where can people go and donate?
Seed and Spark.
There we go. Yep.
Yeah, we have a Seed and Spark page. It's a crowdfunding campaign website.
Seed and Spark page. We will find it.
seedandspark.com/fund/7valentines.
Seed and Spark.
Did I say 500?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
500. Okay. All right.
I can't quite donate 500.
No.
Donating.
This is how I've been going at it, honestly.
Everybody.
And I had a friend of mine.
500.
I'll give him a shout out.
Is he
Anthony.
wealthy?
He's a filmmaker, so no. No, I'm kidding. My friend Anthony Mormilli said, listen, you have to like really just hit the ground, reach out to people, and like connect with them.
Yes.
And I think that's what we've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think the people who have donated so far are the ones that do believe in Katie and I, right? It's just really just about getting the word out there, and there's, I was talking to my wife about this, and she's like, oh, it being around the holidays. I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, there's never a right time to drop a crowdfunding campaign. And she's like, I completely agree, right?
Unless it's for puppies.
Yes.
Anytime.
Yes.
But the thing is what I keep saying, and I keep telling Katie, and I keep telling myself, like, no matter what we make, I want to make something with this, because you just never know.
Right.
Like, I'm going based on the I guess karma, right? Because I've done a lot of things for a lot of people, never asked, like, I just helped a lot of people out. So I figured, you know what, people are gonna help me out, and there's been a lot of people to help us out so far.
I guarantee you, if people can, they will definitely care.
So I'm not looking at it as if we don't reach our goal, it's a failure. It's gonna be like, all right, well, this was our goal, we didn't make it, but like something is still going to be made because of the time we've put in, of the people attached to it.
I'll tell you right now, if I were a principal, I wouldn't.
Of a school?
No. You know what I mean? Right. Like I couldn't take any money from him. I wouldn't. And I know you. I know. No. Yes. You're gonna no.
Who's he talking to?
Chris. Oh, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I can't be like, yo, because I know Chris, and you know what? He wants to pay everyone. Not everybody. Not everybody goes at it the way you do.
Right.
But I appreciate that.
To peel the curtain back, she's the same exact way.
Right.
And I'm not to go any deeper, but Listen, I think there is an incentive when you do pay people. I because the last few times I paid people, I've gotten A+ performances across the board from everybody.
All right.
Now I'm not
That's
saying,
legit.
oh, I'm on something, I don't get paid, I'm not going to give my 100%. That's me.
Yeah.
But I think some people
work ethic.
But it's also, I think
different,
it's in a time where we are right now working in an like we're on the independent level right now. To get paid for your services, like that must make you feel good. When I get paid for my services, like it makes me just feel like I don't want to say wanted, but it's like, okay, like they're entrusting me in this. But it's also the hours we know we're going to put in with this, the days on set. I've thought about this because my wife asks all the time, why do you pay people? Because they deserve it. Because you know what? There's so many people out there doing things for free, not getting paid, putting in the same exact hours. If that 200, 150, whatever the number may be, if that can help someone with something, like because they took time out of their life to come and do a project of mine, and you hope that they believe in it, right, as much as you do, then that's how the business is.
No, absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And
I agree 100%. Not everybody goes the way you go about it. And let's be honest.
You could get paid in donuts. You could get paid in cigars. You could get paid in barter. Look, I heard someone
exposure. That's always the big one. You get paid in exposure. You'll get so famous off of this project that you won't need any money.
Overexposure.
There is a flip side to this, and there's a flip side to this. And my gosh, there's so many places I can go with this, like the independent record label. Here's my thought. What we make as indie filmmakers and actors and stuff like that, there isn't a lot of money to be made from it unless it gets picked up by a major studio and stuff like that. So here's the thing. The reason why I said I would work for you for free. Now, I do believe, and there have been times
I think there was
I want to get paid.
Shameless plug right there, I think.
No, what do you mean? No. I would.
I'm busting your chops.
I would. No, everybody wants to get paid. No freaking doubt. Like you're on a set, you prepare for a role. You sometimes go freaking get wardrobe for a role and stuff. You want to get paid. But I also know that you're not going to make a killing. So like, it's almost like the same thing as I'm getting paid X amount of dollars, but then I give X amount back to the production because I believe in the production.
Yeah.
Like there is a flip side to that. I think that if a director or a filmmaker is going to make a movie, I think that they should be fully honest and transparent with the actors and say, listen, I can't, but this is where we're going with this.
I think that's important too. I think that transparency does lend itself to telling people, look, I would love to do this. I would love to do more, but this is where we're at. This is all we raise. This is, like let them know, like, look, this is the best we can do,
and it's kind of silly. No, I know in the end, you're going to do the best you can for your actors. I absolutely know it.
Because you put that out there already.
Well, I mean, and I'm not speaking for Katie, but like how I look at her and I is we are at that next level of we are like she's been on TV before, right? Like she's been on.
Oh,
TV.
You didn't know?
No. I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I recently booked a co-star role on the CBS show Elsbeth. And I had a scene with Emmy Award-winning actress Carrie Preston. It premiered on Halloween. It was my first proper network TV credit.
Yeah.
And it was a dream come true. I think that's probably maybe like the quote biggest, most intense set I've ever been on. And I also got to act with Brittany O'Grady. She was in The White Lotus, and some other really talented actors, and as well as a monkey. So that was a very, very talented monkey named Sasha.
I can't believe that you got to have
only Katie and David Schwimmer.
I'm jealous.
But I say that because like it's gonna sound cheesy, but like there's levels to all of this, right? So I feel like we are on the same page of like this isn't our first rodeo, right? This is a bigger project. So we want to be as professional as possible because at the end of the day, we make the project, we see where it goes or whatever. I want people leaving my set being like, damn, like that for X amount of dollars this budget was or whatever. Like this was the most professional. No, I don't have a trailer, you know, a trailer for my actors or anything like that, but I'm going to treat everyone as good as I can on this level. And I think like paying people for their job, for their service, you know, you look at like, I don't do my day job for free. So why am I going to ask someone to come out on their weekends from their day job or from another job? Like some people might be having to like not work at their job that day to come on this set. Of course I'm going to pay you because I don't need you losing out on money because you and I are like we're just as hungry. And I think I know I don't know. Katie and I have the same mindset. There's filmmakers out there that have the same mindset. Like Ryan Scott, for example, who's a part of the web series, who's bringing me onto a project, and he brought me onto another project and he paid me. Like he does the same thing. There's like people in that like, I don't know. I guess in just that area that mindset that have that same mindset. And I think I don't know. I think it's just the right thing. And I try to always just do the right thing. Even if I know I messed something up or I fucked something up, excuse my language. But like, if I did all that, like at the end of the day, like I'm paying for your talent. I'm paying for, and you just hope that they're just as committed as to you are. I know like with this, like Katie and I might be the only ones that like absolutely like adore this project, but because we've been in it through inception. And she has her own stuff going on. I do too. Like, and you know, some actors may not feel that way, but I know like the lead actress Rebecca has said like this in this time of my life right now, this is important to me, and I'm very excited. That's
anytime you find yourself in a set, like it is a gift. It is a gift, and you know what?
That's where the energy is.
At the very least, acknowledge it. Yeah. Katie, I just want you to know, and I mean this out of the depths of my heart. You and another young lady that I got to work with in my first movie, you guys are my inspiration because I remember you when you were in college. It took me, I had one SAG waiver in like 6 or 7 years, and this summer in a week I got 4.
No, that's great! Congratulations! Oh my God.
Yeah, it was crazy. So now I am saving for my SAG membership because I see what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
No, I see what you're doing with it. So understand something. You are an inspiration.
Nice.
Thank you. I appreciate
that. You know what? And it's the same thing. And you're right. Been doing this for a while now. Not forever, but been doing this for a while. And you give your time and you give your time and you give your energy. But after a while, you're like, you know what? Yeah, maybe I should get paid for that.
Yeah, why not?
No,
although that's not the ultimate reason why you do it.
It's about
no, for me, joining the union was a very difficult decision for me. I actually joined the union December of last year, so it's almost going to be a year coming up soon. And I was told by everyone around me, like everyone, including actors who've been in the industry for years. Everyone told me, "Oh, wait until you're a must join. Wait until you're a must join," because I was SAG eligible for a while, from like 2020 up until 2023.
That's until you get the letter from SAG, like
yeah. But I just reached a point where I had made so many connections with actors in the New Jersey indie film industry. I got talent managers, and they were sending me on bigger auditions, that I just felt like it was time, and I was ready for a challenge, and I was ready to work at a more competitive level. And it was really hard because, like, you know, I've made so many good friends, like especially with Chris, with Jay Palmieri, with Andrew Froning, with everyone. But I've been doing the acting thing for 6 years now. I went to college for acting. Like ever since I was a little kid, I studied acting. And so, you know, I just kind of knew what I wanted, and I just wanted more challenges in my career. And
that so puzzles me. Like, if you had not joined, like, what would be the benefit to not joining? I just don't get it when people do that and say that. I know that they believe what they're saying. You know, it's like, oh, be careful of.
Yeah, I don't know. She was really considerate though. Like
it's so weird to explain. You just know when you're ready, because when people say no, don't join, it's because you know there's
that risk when you join SAG-AFTRA, like you kind of worry that you don't have like enough credits on your resume, you don't have enough connections. But when you've been doing it for so long and you know that like people have your back through and through with this film industry stuff, you get to that point where you're like, you know what? I believe in myself. I have friends who I can rely on. I think I'm going to be okay. And when you reach that point, like that's when you know you're ready to join, and then you reap the benefits of it. So
yes,
and I feel like the benefits are completely rewarding. And I'm assuming there's a point where you're like, all right, if I'm non-union, I could act in whatever. If I'm SAG, it's specific. The project should be SAG eligible, so I might miss out on working with my friends. But at the end of the day, of course, we all want to make movies with our friends, right? Like,
yes.
I so happened to make a friend in Katie from a project, but little did she know, I didn't know anyone. Like, I wasn't friends with anyone. Everyone was like casted, and it was all a professional relationship.
So wait a second. You met her on Little Did She Know.
Yeah.
But how did you get pulled into that?
What do you? Well, I created.
That's
I
what I'm
wrote
saying.
it. No, yeah.
That's what I'm
So, well, I'm just saying. I wrote it. I directed it. I acted in it, and every cast member, I believe, I went through Actors Access or maybe Facebook.
It was Facebook.
It was Facebook.
It was Facebook groups. Yeah.
And there was a handful of actresses, but she just stood out. Like once I saw her tape, I was like, oh, this is Liv. Like, this is somehow she was able to capture that. And same with Randy Sloan. She was the mother. She just stood out right there. But yeah, no, she she stood out like instantaneously.
I understand your concerns, but I also believe, and maybe I'm wrong with this, but I do believe that where there's a will, there's a way. Like,
I'm not.
Let's say that.
I don't think there's. I wasn't trying to say there was many concerns. I think it's.
I do know. I agree. I agree that some people are afraid that this non-union window will close, but this is the thing. Maybe you can't act in that non-union college film, and that kind of stinks because the reps are great. You want to get reps. More than any money, you want to get reps. You want to act. But if I want to make, but if I want to make a movie with Chris, oh, you know what? We will talk to SAG. We will make it work. You know,
no, and you know, but also I've worked with actors who are like, I'm SAG. I don't know if I'm divulging too much information. They're like, oh,
just don't say their name.
No, I won't. They'll say, oh, I'm SAG. I will pay you. Like, I will pay you. So it's on the. No, you pay me, so it's on like I file it, but then I will give you the money back. I'm like, that's not how this works. I will pay. I'm going to pay you. Like, the days of me not paying you are over if it's a longer production. Like, I'm not gonna, like, you know, if it's like a few hours on one day, I'll still try to pay you. But if it is going to take multiple days, travel, things like that, like even the promo stuff, like, I'm going to pay for our actresses' travel.
That's
because just because it's I don't know. Because I feel I just it's hard to explain. I just think it's like it's the right thing to do. And like when Katie came to me and said, listen, with 7 Valentines, like, I think our goal is to pay everybody. And I'm like, hey, I'm already there. Like, I'm there with you. Like, I'm that's why we're that's why we're trying to raise the budget we're trying to raise, is because
$700,000.
So we know
$7 bajillion.
$1 billion. Yeah, let me pull my
$1 billion.
BK and I know Chris O and Katie, and we've been blessed to have them be part of our Hang On to Your Shorts Film Festival family. As people that submit their movies, they have won awards. You guys have also been very generous, and if you want to, you're always welcome, Katie, because you're part of the queue. You're welcome to watch and critique movies if you have, the moments, and your input is always valued. I've done a lot of things wrong in life. A lot. I'm human. That's why. One thing that I cannot say that I've done is surround myself with bad people. All my friends are top-notch, wonderful people that I am lucky to be in their presence. For those of you that do not know, Katie and Chris O are exactly who they say they are. They're of the highest integrity, and we appreciate you guys for it. And if you can donate, that would be wonderful. If you could donate something small, it doesn't have to be huge. And if you cannot donate, share the link.
Yes.
Share the link. I'm not just like this with movies. I love bands. Diana and I just booked. We're going to go see the Birthday Massacre again in March.
Those guys.
Again, yeah, we love them from Canada. And you know what? I've supported them. I've done their Indiegogo, and actually Hiram and AJ Ortiz are featured prominently front and center in one of their albums, because if you appreciate someone's art, support it. Support it. This is the anti-Napster, anti-LimeWire.
Napster.
You know, like
shit.
Oh
no,
my goodness, Napster. That's a drop.
I saw your face just go to no. What I mean is the days of stealing or commandeering other people's intellectual property.
Art, yeah.
If you love someone's art, give them a reason to keep creating. So I'm a firm believer in that, and I will donate, and BK is donating, and we,
because we believe in them, because I believe in him, and this is and you too. I mean, since you guys have been part of our festival, and look, you guys could have made a thing, and you could have gone on your way and whatever, been famous or not famous or whatever, but he's hung around, and I am blessed to have him, hanging out with us and him making stuff, and we get to put it out. We get to have it at our festivals. And just because he's part of the crew just makes it more sweet. I mean, it's a wonderful thing when him and him, these guys are creating things, and I get to watch it. Now, of course, one of these days I'll make a porn or something, but that's besides the point. That's beside the point.
I mean,
the bigger picture is I get to be in, he's creating, and I feel part of that. This is I mean, gonna be cornball here. Shared universe stuff. This is what we're talking about. This is part of that whole. This is part of the whole. Not a whole like HOLE, but the whole WO.
I figured.
So so I'm part of that, and that's what makes me feel really good. I mean, we've sat on the phone and we've talked, and we're gonna talk more about doing scripts and getting together, and one of these days we're going to get Ming to go up to the cigar place, and we're going to do that, and do a podcast out of there.
That'd be cool.
But what I really am excited about is sitting down and talking about scripts. Sometimes I went to visit. I know we got to wrap it up, but I went to visit, or actually I went to a comedy show the other night, at the showroom. Yes, and it was weird because that's the first time I've been back since we had had our film festival there.
Yeah.
And my wife has a friend of hers who's a comedian, and she was actually really good. Some of the comedians were okay, and she was actually really good because she talked about 80s porn and somehow identify with that. And
that's the 80s.
What was about the 80s? I'm sorry.
80s porn.
80s porn.
Oh, okay, a subset of the 80s.
Yeah. Yes, right. A little piece. But and she had
a little bit
cracking up. She had me cracking up. And at the end of this whole thing, I was just like, wow, man, this is creating. This is and I thought to myself, I got to sit down with this guy and make something happen. I've got these ideas going through my head about like different either, like shows or things, or small short films or whatever, and it just it inspired me to watch these people do this live stuff. So you guys are doing this, and I'm just so excited about it. I'm really excited about it. So
thank you. We appreciate it. I mean, I think a good thing about, I guess, just film in general, like I'm like seeing Katie do her thing, I'm inspired. Seeing people do their thing, it is inspiring, and I think it drives you to be like, oh, like you can get there, like you can do that. You guys allowing, having a platform, a festival for people to show their work, like it's so important. I feel like a lot of people are always like, film festivals, but it's important for certain people to see their work on screen.
I think everybody that does art.
You've been at a couple film festivals and gotten a couple of awards lately. Do you mind chiming in on that? I'm sorry, Katie.
No, you're good.
No, you're good.
The big one was New York Long Island Film Festival.
Okay.
That was a really cool fest. I met a lot of people there. I met a producer who did who was a producer on the film The Believer. It was Ryan Gosling's like first film. Or first major film, and one thing he said was like executives didn't want him to do it because he was a Mickey Mouse kid, and then he ended up doing The Believer, and then he did The Notebook, and look what happened, and he did like a why am I drawing a blank? Like a Q&A sort of thing where he was just talking about the business and whatnot, and then Cleaners ended up winning Best Story.
Oh wow!
In a comedy. That was it. And then I was just in another festival last week, and it was fun, for my new film Hoodie. But there's nothing,
which is hilarious.
Thank you. There's really right now I can tell people like this is kind of like my main focus because I think it's such a big piece to do, and I want to put all my eggs in this basket.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, just having a place to go in person and screen, I think is very important. I mean, YouTube is great for you getting your name out there. But yeah, I think a festival is important. So thank you guys for that. And thank you for like letting Katie and I come on and talk about our web series.
It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff.
Yes.
That's why we can do it.
Yes. So we are wrapping it up right now. But first of all, I want to say, check onto the Hang On to Your Shorts Film Festival website. Listen, we are still working on how to get content in there in a timely manner, because right now we're working with our webmaster. Nobody has taken over that.
You ever met a webmaster? I've never met him.
No, yes. Mike Harkins is a great guy. He's like my little brother.
Yeah, very cool
literally
guy.
He was, but check out the Hang On to Your Shorts Film Festival website. Check us out on Film Freeway. We are watching films. I am about 25% into the films for this year, and you know what? There's been some duds, but there have been some amazing ones, like shocking ones. I'm like, holy heck, I can't wait for us to show this. We're looking forward to bringing you the 2025 edition, the Hang On to Your Shorts Film Festival. Chris O, Miss Katie Maluski, we love you and appreciate you.
Thank
you guys,
and we look forward to seeing more of your work. Ming Chen, who, brother, you've been so many places. Like it I know that it
boggles the fucking
it's
mind.
got your head spinning.
Serious. I'm so happy whenever I open. I'm sorry to chime in. I'm so happy whenever I open up Instagram and he's part of my Instagram thing. I'm like, oh, he's here. Oh, he's there. Oh, he's here.
Can I ask you a question? An honest question, Ming.
Ask away, Hiram.
How many times have you woken up and you've had to ask yourself, where am I?
I have a pretty good sense of like where I am. It's happened a couple times, sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, I'm in Houston. Awesome.
I know.
Oh, no.
Or
no.
oh, I'm in Alaska.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So we've been talking for years about Houston. I would like to make Houston happen this year, at least for this weekend.
So happening in June this year. So
June. Okay.
You guys should
June what? June what?
Near to the end. I want to say.
Oh
like the
yes, I'm
20th,
out of
maybe.
school.
Maybe hopefully.
Well, if I'm not in Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
June 20th to the 22nd.
Oh heck yeah, it's on.
I think
it's
hopefully
on.
you guys are on.
It's on. No, it's on. It's definitely on.
Yeah, because
No
I think
doubt.
that's
You guys are
right.
always invited.
I think that was right. I think that's actually right after you. Right before. No, it's right after you get out, but right before Jackson gets out. So if it's the 20th to the 23rd, you said
20 to 22nd. Yeah, but
okay, all right.
you stay as long as you want.
Comic Palooza, Diana, we're going to Houston.
Houston, we have a problem.
No, we're gonna have a problem.
No, it's gonna be great because it was
Chris O, you should go.
I would go. I mean,
Well,
I would have a great time.
Yes. We've definitely overstayed our welcome today, but in our defense, we've had an amazing
way too
guest,
much fun.
Yeah.
and we've had an amazing guest.
Yeah.
So thank you, everybody. Just want to say big shout outs to Diana, to AJ, to the people at the amazing Five Dimes Brewing. We are going to have a party or two there this year with our film festival,
and definitely maybe try to do a podcast from there because they were asking.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Can we do? Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, it's right down the block.
We're gonna set up our next podcast if we can make it.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Done.
Chris, so thank you so much, brother.
Hey, man.
It's always an honor, brother. It's always an honor. You guys can say your goodbyes, but I'm out. Peace.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I had a blast tonight. It's great seeing you because I haven't seen you in a while. So thank you, Katie, for popping on. I am so excited about this web series. I am excited about getting our next podcast maybe at Five Dimes. And the film festival will be, as far as we know, at the end of April or early May. So we're
either 1 or 2 weeks before Mother's Day.
Yes, we're catching films left and right. We're loving it. Some good stuff coming in. Very excited, and anything that you guys can send our way would be great.
Anything that you guys send our way, and if you guys want to screen, you guys are in the queue.
Oh yes.
You know what? If there's a pretty easy like rubric, you honestly give us your honest feedback. What do you think? Yes, no, winners. You know, if you think
Chicken
somebody
dinner.
does an award-worthy performance.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's how it works.
Shout outs to Jack Foley.
Yeah, Jack Foley. Thanks for helping us. I want to say thank you to Shared Universe Podcast Studio, because this is how it happens. This is what makes it happen. And so very excited about Houston. I want to have a problem. And Chris, here you go.
First and foremost, thank you guys. Thank you, Ming, for doing this tonight. We're really excited about the web series. I'm every day I'm thinking about it, and I'm just excited. Thank you, Katie, for doing this journey with me. Thank you to the cast and crew. Gotta give a shout out to Jess and Peyton. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys again for having me on.
We'll
I always have a good time.
After Thanksgiving.
Yes. Have a good holiday.
See you, Katie.
See ya. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Here.
Bye-bye.